Luke, if you subscribe to nothing else this year, subscribe to this channel before I tell you what your textbook has been hiding from you.
That's a threat and a promise in one sentence.
It kind of is, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to say something that might genuinely make you angry at every English textbook you've ever owned.
Okay, now I need to hear this.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Scarlett.
And I'm Luke, and Scarlett is apparently declaring war on textbooks today.
Not war, just the truth. Luke, be honest. Have you ever said, "How do you do" to someone in real life?
Never. Not once, not even close.
Exactly. But how many textbooks taught you that exact phrase as if you'd use it every day?
So many, and I practiced it. I actually practiced saying, how do you do out loud, feeling proud of myself.
And that's not your fault. That's the real problem we need to talk about today. Textbook English and real English are not the same language, even though they use the same words.
That's such a strange thing to sit with. Same vocabulary, same grammar, but somehow completely different worlds.
Completely different worlds is exactly right. Textbook English is clean, it's polite, it's grammatically perfect, and it's built for exams, not for real human conversations.
Real English is messy. People interrupt each other, they finish sentences with you know or something, they skip words entirely.
And here's the emotional part, the part I actually want you to feel, not just understand. If you've ever studied for years, memorized hundreds of textbook phrases, and still felt lost the first time a native speaker talked to you fast and casually,
That feeling of, wait, is this even the same language?
that exact feeling. It's not because you failed, it's because nobody warned you the map wasn't the same as the actual road.
That's honestly a relief to hear. I always assumed I just wasn't good enough.
You were good enough. You were just handed the wrong map. So let's fix that today, together, with real examples.
Let's start with greetings. Textbook English says, how are you today? Full sentence, careful pronunciation.
Real English says, "Hey, how's it going?" Or even shorter, "You good?" Barely 3 words spoken fast.
And if you answer a real you good with, I am fine, thank you, and you, people will look at you a little strangely.
Not because it's wrong, it's grammatically perfect. It just doesn't match how people actually talk in that moment.
Let's do another one. Textbook English, I would like to know if you are free this evening.
Real English says, "Hey, you free tonight?" Same meaning, completely different energy.
And here's something important. Real English drops words constantly. Are you free becomes you free. Do you want to becomes you wanna.
That's not laziness, that's rhythm. That's how the language actually flows when people aren't reading from a page.
I think that's what shocked me most moving from books to real conversations. Nobody speaks in complete textbook sentences, ever.
Nobody, not even native speakers speaking to each other. And once you understand that, something inside you can finally relax.
Relax is the right word. There's this pressure learners carry, like every sentence needs to be textbook perfect or it doesn't count.
It still counts. A messy, natural sentence that gets understood is worth infinitely more than a perfect sentence nobody actually says.
Let's talk about phrasal verbs too, because textbooks barely touch these and real English is full of them.
I need to think about it becomes let me sleep on it. I will meet you becomes I'll catch up with you. Small phrases everywhere that textbooks quietly skip.
It's not that textbooks are useless. They give you the foundation, the grammar, the structure.
Exactly. Think of textbook English as learning the notes. Real English is learning the music. You need both, but only one of them actually sounds alive.
That's a good way to put it. I think a lot of learners get stuck memorizing notes and never actually make it to the music.
Can I share something a little personal here? I used to write out full, perfect sentences before saying anything out loud, even in casual moments.
It made me sound like I was reading a report, not having a conversation.
What changed that?
A native speaker friend once laughed kindly and said, "You talk like a lawyer." Not to hurt me, just an honest observation. That sentence stayed with me for years.
That must have stung a little at first.
It did, honestly, but it was also the moment I realized textbook correctness and natural conversation were pulling me in two different directions, and I had been chasing the wrong one in daily life.
I think a lot of learners carry a quiet fear that if they simplify their English, drop a word here, shorten a sentence there, they're somehow doing it wrong.
They're not doing it wrong. They're finally doing it right, the way it actually sounds outside of a classroom.
Let's give one more comparison because I think this one really lands. Textbook English. I do not understand what you mean. Could you please repeat that? Real English. Sorry, what? Or just come again? 4 syllables carrying the exact same need.
And nobody anywhere standing in a coffee shop says the textbook version.
Nobody. And that's genuinely not their fault. Nobody told them there was a second step. So let us tell you clearly, right now, with real care behind it. Learning grammar rules is not the finish line, it's the starting line.
The real growth happens in messy conversations, mistakes, half-finished sentences, and casual slang picked up from actually listening to real people.
Which is exactly why every episode we make leans toward real, natural, sometimes imperfect English on purpose.
Because that is the English you will actually live inside of.
Not the English of exams, the English of everyday life, real friendships, real jobs, real conversations at 3 in the morning that don't follow any grammar rule perfectly.
So here's what we want you to feel today. Honestly, if you've been quietly ashamed that your English doesn't sound like your textbook, let that shame go. It was never supposed to.
Real fluency sounds relaxed, a little messy, occasionally incomplete. And that's not failure. That's actually success.
And if you take only one thing from today, let it be this. Stop comparing your spoken English to a textbook page. Compare it instead to how a real person, relaxed and unguarded, would actually say it.
That single shift in thinking changes everything about how confident you feel opening your mouth.
So if this episode shifted something in you, even slightly, don't just nod and scroll away like it's another video.
Subscribe right now, seriously. Not because we need the number, because next week's episode might be the exact sentence that finally makes real English click for you.
And comment below one real sentence you've actually heard native speakers say that no textbook ever taught you. We want to read every single one.
Because this channel isn't built to make you sound like a textbook. It's built to help you sound like yourself, just in English.
So subscribe, stay close, and next time someone speaks to you fast and casually and your textbook brain panics for a second, remember this episode.
Remember that real English was never supposed to sound perfect. It was always supposed to sound human.
This is Scarlett.
And this is Luke. And we will see you in the next episode, hopefully sounding a little less like a textbook and a little more like yourself.